Howdy y'all, I'm Mr. Holga.
And I'm Todd Puckett.
And this is Don's Used Photo Equipment. Right here in front of, say it with us.
Yes.
He's gonna get this right when he says, the Great Wall of Film.
Yeah.
So, which I noticed, as you just pointed out to me, because unfortunately I wasn't here on Saturday. We got some stuff to point out.
You weren't here on the past few Saturdays.
So we have some stuff to point out here on the Saturday. But I'll let you guys know right now, we're gonna talk about the DCP.
Yep.
We're going to talk about some really cool customers you had. Customers are cool.
Yeah.
We found a little bit more lost and found, which you got chastised for.
Yes.
Or excuse me, we got chastised for. And I'm going to finish it
You're
up with
my cohort in crime in this.
I know. I'm going to finish it up with a little bit of photography news. Not necessarily with some film, some not film, but guys, it's really worth it because if it's news, I only bring it up because it's funny or hilarious or interesting or something like that. So please do hold on for the news.
All right.
So like I said, something new to the DCP, not DCP, excuse me. Something
new
new to the wall of film here.
Changes.
Now we talked about new films last week. You had the Ultramax and the Color Plus, who they came back into the fold.
The Pro Image.
And the Pro Image.
Yeah.
And they were scattered all over the place.
Oh yeah, because I kind of constructed my wall to what I had.
Yeah.
Now then I start getting the things replenished and returned from the dead, the zombies.
Yes.
Returned. Thank you. That
Zombie Edition Part 2.
Yeah, that video reached 100, and
just in the nick of time.
Just in the nick of time for this, and also became our 19th video to hit 100.
I know, it's like we're on a roll. It's like that's the minimum standard now. Thank you guys very much.
Then I got all these things in and I had to rearrange and I put it all in. Now it's on, all my Kodaks on these two shelves instead of up there, over here, over there.
You can't see Todd blocking. But normally when you're when the store's open and you're selling film, he's about right here, so he won't be in the way of all the Kodak glory.
And the reason why I sit down is because whenever I stand up, I block a bunch of it.
Yes.
And so I sit down so people can kind of see. And we've had, we'll get into the customer story on that.
People just get very wide-eyed about this. Oh, wow, look at all that film.
This will be, we'll get more into this in a little bit.
Yeah.
But our first story.
Yeah, so the first discussion we're going to have here is the Dallas Center for Photography, as we lovingly have called, I hate to use it in the past tense, DCP.
DCP.
Unfortunately, as you guys heard in a last video or a prior video, they essentially are closing down. It's no bueno. They've reached the end of their history. So,
in fact, the day that we're taping this, they are doing their last day of sell everything out.
Yeah, right. So as a matter of fact, after this, we're going to go over there and see if there's any bargains for us left.
Yeah.
Probably not, but we're still going to go. You know, that's one of the things I'm really going to miss, and it was the camera shows, the swap meets.
Swap meets.
I mean, it was always a great time to see lots of different gear. It was a great time to see other photographers that you haven't seen in a while. Yeah. And I'm going to miss that. And of course, I learned a lot with the wet plate classes. I'm really going to miss a lot.
Oh, they had a lot of classes, and it's sad in a way because whenever they had their premiere of their last exhibit, he said they had over 200 people, and it was sort of their farewell event. And he was sitting there saying, people came up to me and says, "Well, what can we do to stop this? What can we do to help?" And Peter said, it's like his response on it, he says, "Well, I need $100,000 and a time machine to go back 2 years."
Right.
And then he could have kept what happened from happening. But everybody always waits until it's too late. Yeah. They don't want to help whenever you're in the issue of problems. They want to wait until the car's wrecked, and then they want to come out and say, how can we help prevent this?
Well, I know we're starting to sound like a broken record, but the Dallas real estate market is super hot right now. I mean, tons of people are moving to Texas.
Yeah, but that's not what crashed it.
Well, but that's one of the things. It doesn't help the fact that lots of people are moving here, lots of businesses are moving here, commercial real estate, residential real estate. It's all going up. It is just going up.
Yeah.
And it's making a lot of things untenable. Well, I mean, I realize that's just one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, but he owned the building.
Well,
he owned the building.
Lucky him.
Yeah, because whenever this finishes, he'll sell the building and then he'll just travel for.
But that doesn't mean like, for example, the value of his building went up, his taxes have gone up, and different things like that. I mean, it's still
everything.
Increased.
The pressure. Yeah, because whenever he was trying to find another place to send it to, it wound up he couldn't find anywhere. So
No.
it's tough. But yeah, but the interesting thing about all of this is that yesterday was the first day of the sale.
Yeah.
They had, I opened my store at 10 o'clock. They started their event at 11. So I could not go yesterday.
As usual.
As usual, because I had
As
to work.
usual.
But right around 11 o'clock, it started getting busy in here. And this is kind of where we're going to slip into the customer's conversation part.
Right.
Because the people that came in said, I went over, I looked, the line was literally down the street almost to Quaker.
Wow. Oh, so they're only letting like limited number of people in at a
No,
time?
that's before they open the doors at 11.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So before the doors actually, between evidently 9 and 10, he let the doors open to the members.
Well, yeah.
of
So
the group.
I know for example, the Second Saturday Social guys, they were actually going to do a meetup there.
Yes, and that kind of.
And I'm thinking they're probably not the only photo group that said, hey, let's go meet up at.
They weren't. But did they come by here? No. Some of them did.
Someone probably
did. But the thing of it is that, so they came over here before they went back over there. They wanted to let the line kind of die down.
Yeah.
But the line was literally down the side of the street. And a customer came in and showed me the video. Says, here, this is driving up. And it almost, when you're facing DCP and off to the right is Quaker Street, and to the left is that little, short distance to the side street.
Yeah.
Well, all the way down to almost Quaker Street. Now, if he had people like that coming to the swap meets, they wouldn't be shutting their doors.
Well, I don't think the swap meets ultimately were keeping him afloat.
It wasn't, but I'm just saying if there was that much interest in the things that were going on there.
Right. Clearly people can find the location. It's not a bad location.
It's not, even though it's hidden, which is actually kind of cool. They found it. But it's the whole thing of it is that Dallas has, overall, as compared to many other cities, the DFW area has a great in-law community.
We do, yes.
We do. And whenever you compare it to places like Chicago, New York, probably, well, we'll get into that. That's another topic for another video. But the overall thing is we do have a strong in-law community, but it still has a great way to go. I mean, there's still a lot more that can be done with this analog community.
I would say it's a guy
to help support things like this that we have.
Let's see if you agree with me. I think it's a great analog community, but I think it's a dysfunctional analog community because there's no cohesion. There's nothing brings it all together. There's like little groups here and there and things like that.
There's a closeout sale that brings everybody together.
A closeout sale always brings people together. A fire sale.
It did. So
everything must go.
Everything must go. And so I had a busy day from about just before 11 o'clock to about 2 o'clock.
Wow.
And I was selling a lot of film. The owner of the Marfa film store came in.
Marfa, down in Marfa, Texas.
Down in Marfa.
Right. So they sell film so people can go take pictures of that product store, right?
They're going to open up a photo lab there.
In Marfa?
In Marfa.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, that's growing. All these things are growing like this. Oak Cliff Photo Lab was here.
Okay. Federico.
And at the same time, there was another person here from a Waco Photo Lab.
Ooh.
So we had 3 Photo Lab people here at the same time. I wish I'd gotten their picture, but I didn't have time to get my digital camera.
No one will ever believe you.
I know, no one will ever believe you.
Digital? You own a digital camera?
I do. It's somewhere around here.
Let me get out the 4x5 and the lights and the stand.
We'll take you.
I'll have your picture taken in about an hour.
I wish I'd gotten their picture because we had 3 Photo Lab people here, and but everybody was talking about just the line to get in DCP.
Well, we're going to be seeing that line here in a little while. I'm assuming there's still going to be a lot of people there. Although it is Sunday, we're recording on Sunday. I still think there's going to be people there.
There will be people there, but the Monday, the morning was the time, and but it was fun to have all these customers come in. Now we're on customers.
We're talking about customers. Customers are great.
And while they were here, the lady said she wanted to see the Great Wall of Film while she was here, and she bought some film, and so we were grateful for that.
But the fact that she knew it was the Great Wall of Film.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Known both wide and far,
the
far
fun
and wide.
The fun thing is that we're now starting to get people who are making this a destination stop. You know, years ago, you
Condé
said
Nast. This should be on the Condé Nast top 100 destinations in Dallas. You should go if you're a photographer. You should stop by and pay homage to the Great Wall of Film.
And we did have someone do that. And he was, I don't know, where he was flying from somewhere to somewhere.
Right.
Up back home.
Which normally you get tripped up in DFW Airport.
Yes, and he was here for 6 hours, so he says, well, I got to go to the Great Wall of Film.
Why not? Yeah.
So while Eric came in and he saw the Great Wall of Film, bought film.
Right.
He also paid tribute to the Great Wall of Film.
Very nice.
To help, says, you know, photo gods, please help me make better photos. He gave, whoa, man, alive. He gave.
I'll take that one.
Yes, that one's for you. He gave photos in honor of the wall. Now, this is hilarious because
he brought photos.
He brought
He brought gifts. He came bearing gifts.
Well, yes,
sacrifices, his offering, an offering.
These were the offerings to the Great Wall of Film.
Yeah.
And love it. He says, okay, this one is for you because
it's mine.
It's yours, and he signed it right there. He signed mine too, but
it's in black.
It's black on black. And I love that because it's incognito, but it is signed. And it's a black and white photo.
Right.
Now, this one was taken, I think, with a Nikon F2.
But this one, I'm assuming, is taken with a Holga.
Holga. That one was taken with a Holga, and I think this was his print for the contest.
For Holga Week 2022.
Yeah, for the contest.
Yeah.
He said he didn't win, but he's still going to give you.
Well, they're all winners in my book.
I found this hilarious because there was also a person who had just come in from Utah.
Right.
Worked at a photo lab in Utah and wanted to stop by and see the Great Wall of Film.
Now, Eric, he was actually asking for me too, but I think I was tied up at home and I couldn't get up here. But I desperately wanted to. I mean,
see,
and of course Bill came in and I wasn't available for that one.
When Bill came in, I thought Bill was the one coming in on August 3rd. August 3rd was Eric.
Yeah.
But Bill Manning came in with Atlanta Film Company prior to that to see the Great Wall of Film.
Right.
And because he was in town for IPEC. An event in Fort Worth.
Okay.
It's the International Photographers Expo, or Prints Expo.
Prints Expo, okay.
Yeah, for people who do photo printing, or processing and printing.
Right.
And so we've had...
It sounds so professional.
We've had, and then yesterday, we had the Waco Photo Lab people come out.
What did they bring you?
Nothing. Nothing. But they did buy film, I think.
Oh, okay.
But we did have people who came in yesterday while they were going over to the DCP, came over here to see the Great Wall of Film while they were up here. And somebody, so Marfa, Waco, people were coming from all over for this closeout sale.
You know, it actually always puts a smile on my face, the fact that people are watching the videos and they recognize the Great Wall of Film, they recognize you. Clearly, you're the one standing behind the counter. But yeah, I don't really ever expect them to recognize me. And you had a customer, I think the last Saturday I was actually in here, there was a customer who was essentially, he just plain out recognized me and he just wanted to talk to me. And I'm like, okay.
All right. You're making me nervous, yes. But it was fun. It was fun. It's fun. But it's really hilarious that
hey, thank you, Eric. Appreciate this very much.
Thank you, Eric. Yes, for both of these.
I'll put that aside.
And so I just thought that was really, really cool. That not only do we have people visiting and seeing the Great Wall of Film, they're also giving offerings. To the Great Wall of
guys,
Film.
This is not a government job. We do accept gifts.
Yes, yes.
Let's just be totally honest with that.
About it.
We're both an extra large T-shirt if you really want to know.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, the lady from Marfa's going to send me.
You know,
a T-shirt,
I mean, you know, if the Waco Film Lab, hint hint, had T-shirts and they brought us in 2 extra larges, we'd probably be wearing them.
We would wear them.
We would be wearing them. I am not ashamed of this.
And we would
at
actually
all.
say their name because I don't remember what their name is.
Of the name of the film lab, right?
Film lab. But it's great that all these labs are popping up in other areas now.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I mean, it makes me wonder. I mean, have you increased the list on the Facebook page? By the way, guys, if you don't know, go to his Facebook page, Don's Used Photo.
Featured.
In the feature section at the top is a list of most, if not all, the film labs that process
Well,
film.
yes, not the CVS's and Walgreens.
No.
These are the photo labs that are. A couple of them are places that you can drop off at a location to, or do mail in. But there's about 9 names.
But it's a great resource, and
Yeah.
of course now
And I've got
you know,
links to all of them.
I
in
mean,
that.
obviously the Oak Cliff Photo Lab, the Lone Star
forgot to
Dark
name them.
Room.
Photographic.
You got Legacy. Now there's one down in Waco. I mean,
there's DR. Well, I just do the DFW ones. There's DR or DX.
Okay.
In Richardson area.
You mean Addison?
Addison.
Yeah.
No, that's Goodman Photo Lab.
Okay, that's another one.
So
I mean, we are lousy. We have so many.
Barron's
so many.
over in Fort Worth, which we never hear about or talk about, but they're there.
Yeah.
And then of course Legacy over in Fort Worth, and then Arlington Camera, but they're a pickup and drop off point. They don't do the processing
For somebody
there.
else?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's growing, and I have the DFW, everything on there in the DFW list.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah.
It's a great list.
And
And
the
if you have
Waco
any,
one.
if you have any suggestions here around the Dallas area, or you have a phenomenal one across the country,
Yeah, let us know.
let him know, and he might add it to the list. So
Yeah, so it's been really fun, and it's been really interesting, all these things that are popping up. But of course, everybody asked about me and what's going on with our store now, because they said they were talking about it over in the line.
they're talking about you.
Yeah, they were. My ears were burning, and I just tell everybody we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. So it's we're gonna wait.
Well, you're a packing, all that kind of good stuff. Any more customer gossip?
No. I mean,
we do talk about customers.
Well, yeah, and we're very grateful and thankful.
Because you know
for them.
Ben was in the last week, and we had a great time talking with Ben. He was in that
and
Saturday as well.
His negatives are here.
Ben, your negatives are here if you're watching the video.
And had a lot of, which is interesting also. That's the other.
This is an interesting way to find out your negatives. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I better watch the. Oh, look, the video said my negatives are.
The thing is that when people came in, when people were going over there, they dropped by over here and picked up their negatives.
Okay, yeah.
So
Good times.
we did have a lot of people who were going to go over to the DCP, or just gotten back from it, came over here to pick up their negatives from Lone Star Darkroom.
Okay.
And so that was funny too. So there were a lot of people in here yesterday, and from all over yesterday. So it was a really
It's
interesting and packed
unfortunate
day.
that I missed out. I was horse shopping with Mrs. Holga.
Oh yeah, did you find Buddy?
We were looking for a horse to fill the position of Buddy. We have a strong candidate. Unfortunately, we only got to see one candidate yesterday. He's a very strong candidate.
Since he's the only one.
well, no, he could have been a totally bad horse, and I would have scratched him off the list immediately.
Okay.
But he's a very, very calm, very easy, very relaxed horse where you don't want something that's high-strung and iffy and all that kind of good stuff. He's about 16 years old, and
Wow.
it's the type of thing you can probably throw a kid on and let
Yeah.
them have fun for an hour and not worry about the kid.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Because the horse is like, okay, I'm kind of semi-retired, but I'll walk around for you. So a very strong candidate.
Yeah, Buddy news.
Buddy news. So before we get into the lost and found,
Okay.
guys, do please hold on because, like I said, we're going to talk about some news stuff here in
Yep,
just a little
yep,
while.
and I don't know what the news is.
He
so
does
it's-
not. I never tell him what the news is,
No,
so it
it's
may
gonna
be
be-
appropriate, may not be appropriate.
It's going to be news to me.
But I am going to let you guys know. So we're going to lost and found's next. But last video, I had two Holgas with me,
Yep.
and this is Old Faithful, which I've been shooting here this last week. The other one was
The weather, Holga.
Weather Holga. Weather Holga has found a home.
Yes.
So if you're ever in Waxahachie and you see a Holga hanging from a tree, there's a good chance I live there.
Yes.
Because Weather Holga's, he's found a home, so go
Way
check.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Way out in the middle of the field, the pasture.
Yeah. So you're going to have binoculars to see your weather, Holga.
Pretty much. You're going to have to know it's there. But go check out my Instagram, and you'll see I kind of did
Yeah.
a zoom in, zoom out of where it moved from and to.
Just a brief sidebar then. Now that you have your location, are you going to start making videos for your video?
Well, I'm still in the cleanup process of, I've got everything in disarray. The only cameras that I can find are this one right here and that one right there. I was
Okay.
actually looking for my, good segue here, because I don't even think I told you this one. I was looking for my trail camera, one of those, so I could set it out at night and I could watch what kind of critters are going by. I took Sherlock out for his evening walk 2 nights in a row. The first night, he goes next to the cabana, next to the pool. and he finds some black and white kitties.
Wow.
You know what black and white kitties are, right?
No.
They're skunks.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Black and white kitties. And I'm like, he's like 10 feet away from him. I'm like, Sherlock, for the love of God, please come here now. Don't question me. He's like trying to get a little closer.
He wants to go smell.
Eventually he came back to me. And then the next night they're still out there and I was actually looking for them. So I've got a couple black and white kitties to take care of, but I can't find my trail camera. It's still packed in a box.
Oh man.
I can't find my DSLR. I know where my Pentexes are. I actually labeled that box.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
I have yet no chance to unpack anything. But
Well,
you're in the process of packing.
Yes.
And finding things.
Well, yes.
And lost and found. And I'd like to grab this first.
Yes. Let's do.
I mean, this, I came in and this by itself was pretty.
I like this.
Very pretty, what you've done here.
No, don't do it too far; it'll fall out.
Oh no, I'm with you.
Okay. Okay.
So obviously this is expired film.
Expired film.
That you have found.
Yes, I have found. And in so finding, it's a lot of Ektachrome, Plus X, HP5, XP2, my favorite.
Yeah, good stuff.
Old Kent mirror, 800, and Fuji, and Tri-X pan. And this is in store. So yes, I put it out like this because I think that's a fun way of displaying.
It's a nice display, guys.
Yeah, so if you're in the area, drop by, let's look at this stuff. And I just said, hey, I like
People will be snatching this up quick.
Yeah.
Your expired film does not last very long.
It does not. It's very, very popular. And I like how I have it set out like that. So I will
now he doesn't keep it back here. I actually had it out there.
Well, yeah,
I'm the one who brought it back here.
Yeah, it'll stay back here whenever. I just had it out there because I was finding film and putting in it. But in cleaning things out, that's what I ran across. A box full of part of it and another box full of the other part.
Right.
It was in 2 or 3 separate things.
Right.
And the other thing I came across was this. Now, somebody, we're going to talk about. Somebody made a comment about us showing things off.
All right. So we had a comment from our last video that says, hey, you're showing very, very little of the gear from the store. It's like you gave us like 5 minutes out of an entire video. Now,
yeah, there's a reason for that.
Well, we agree. We understand that. But this person also kind of says, well, you don't have any eBay presence and things like that. No, you don't. You don't sell things on eBay. So this is, you have to come into the store to see this stuff.
And get by it, because I am the only person working here. He comes in and visits and he helps.
I stand around, I abuse customers, and I leave.
Yes, and occasionally he does actually help whenever they have a question about a Holga camera. That's about the only thing.
I fixed some other cameras too.
Yes, like when he's around, and if they have a question and I'm helping somebody else, then he will answer basic questions and helps with that. But
especially when people drop off their film, I help them with their form.
and picking it up.
Yes, and picking it up.
And so I am the only person here, and right now I am in the middle of kind of packing things up, and I don't really have time to do.
Separating the good from the bad.
And I can't do an eBay store. One of the best ways to get ripped off in the world, eBay.
I know, yeah.
But I did run across this.
But the things he finds, though.
A Jobo 2553 multi-tank 5. So if you're in the Dallas area.
And you need a new Jobo tank.
Right there.
You've got one.
We got one right here.
I mean, I do keep asking, it's like, Todd, what new have you found around here?
Yeah, other things too. Now, whoops.
Yeah, you don't want to knock those off.
Yeah, I can't find them because I need them to see them.
His glasses.
My glasses. Canon 35 to 350. That's an interesting.
It's a very clean looking lens too, and it has
is.
its bag. The only thing I think is it missing just the front cap, or does that fall off of the bottom?
No,
it's got its holder and everything. I mean, it's tripod holder.
Yep. It's got all the fun stuff. So, yeah, I don't think it has a front lens. So.
No, you mean the front cap?
Cap.
Yeah.
35 to 350. I know people are out there going.
That's not a price, guys. That's the range
size. Now, Mr. Hogus.
I love these, and you uncover these things quite a bit, and they just have such a retro look to it.
They do.
I know this is a glow-in-the-face dial. I know this is a dark room light switch timer. I love the fact that they have glow in the light, glow in the dark dials and all that kind of good stuff.
That
I mean,
is fun. Some of them even have like the tips on them that have.
I mean,
so
it's,
see
you know,
it
just to
roll around.
hack, even if you don't have darkroom stuff, to put one of these in your house, and when you turn
Kitchen.
off the lights at night, and of course that's the only thing that's glowing.
I use these for
A kitchen timer.
kitchen timer.
That would be awesome.
3-minute oatmeal.
Kitchen timer.
Yeah, a 3-minute oatmeal. So I have run across several of these things.
Yeah,
now.
he's got at least 2 of them sitting out, and it's cool to see them. I like it.
And the other thing, okay, one of the things that I have been doing in this cleaning up and searching things, besides throwing the trash away, and it's funny
You're separating
because
a lot of trash.
I am because it's funny because I'll pick up a box, open it up, and I put a bunch of trash in there to throw away, and
Yeah.
it just got covered up. So now I'm actually throwing the trash away, and but I'm putting things together. I got a pile back in the back of Polaroid stuff.
Right. You've mentioned that before.
It's a whole
big,
table.
Big stack.
And the other thing, I kept a lot of these because I wanted at one point to actually do something with fun. These are the old Super 8, regular 8 video lights. No, not video
Movie lights.
Movie lights. And you would put the very hot, bright lights in this, and then put your camera on it and just turn it on, flip it on, and just
It's
video.
got a plug. I mean, because it's going to need 120 volts. It's regular light bulbs, right?
Yeah. No. These are photo floods. I mean, these things get hot.
Well, I know, but they're screw-in light bulbs.
E6,
They're
E6.
not those tiny little pop flashes. These are big
Well,
lights.
I actually wanted to do these and put something else in them, and then just sort of make them a decorative thing, because you can actually put this on.
Is that a tripod mount or at least a screw mount?
It's not a screw mount. It just goes over the end.
Oh, like a C-stand?
Yeah, like a C-stand.
Okay.
A stud. I've got a pile of these things, and I just think.
And you need one.
You do, because what's fun is that you can put these LED lights in them, and then stick them up somewhere and use it to sort of light up an area. And there's just so many secondary uses for this thing now. It's fun. And so I've got a pile of these. I've got a pile back there, which I'm going to eventually kind of work out its way into the free world.
Out into the ether.
Out into the ether. And I got all these Polaroid things. And speaking of which, a future episode, which we're going to plug now, is an interview with Zane.
The interview with Zane's coming up.
About SX70s. Yep.
Right. I believe one of our top 10 videos is we had a lovely discussion with Zane. I'm going to put that link above his head. Essentially, Zane talked to us about the SX70, about the rebuildings and those types of problems.
Yeah.
But that's not what he's going to talk about this time.
Totally different story. And as we get closer to it, it'll be probably the mid-September.
Well, it's more about the SX70, but it's not about repairing them. Which I understand there is a small community for that. We want to talk about the larger community. But it's still got over 100
hours watched.
Yeah, it does, because it was a great video.
It was a good video.
Had a good time with Zane.
And even though we talked over him a lot.
Yes, we did get that comment. If I had $1 for every time, well, okay.
Yeah. You could afford to us have it redo it, because
we don't get paid for this.
We don't get paid for it, and anything's more than that, zero.
But hey, guys, speaking of which, though, thank you guys for watching, especially this far into the video. As we know, most people don't even get.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate
all
our
subscribers. Past the first 3 days, people don't watch but 10, 15, 20 minutes of it.
Yes.
If we had a 10-minute video, they'd watch 2 minutes. It's just a percent, whatever it goes.
It's the percentages. Was that it for Lost and Found?
Yes. But I have run across other things which are really cool stuff that I will be bringing out later as I get more stuff cleared out around the counters here, and have more of ability to do a better presentation.
Right.
I've got some nice high-end stuff.
He has mentioned some things to me that which we can't discuss, but they sound super cool, guys. So hopefully they will come. He'll mention it to me sometime. He goes, "Yeah, but I don't know if I want to sell that." I'm like, "Oh."
Well, yeah, I want to go shoot some of these things, but I don't think I'll ever have time.
No, you probably never will.
I don't. I've got a camera that I want to.
So walk in here with a big
sorry,
stack
sorry.
of money and say,
Some
all right, Todd,
Benjamins. Hey,
what are you holding back?
Bring the Benjamins, man. Bring the Benjamins.
What are you holding
and
back?
a credit card is not Benjamins.
Oh, no, it's not. All right,
No.
so let's talk a little bit of news.
I'm going to have to get this.
Let's talk a little bit of news here.
Let's see.
Now, you might have some more news to add to this. I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not handing these to you. Oh, no, these are for me. You can put your glasses away.
Okay.
You couldn't see this anyway. All right, so here I have, and I believe this is from Kosmo Foto. So that's my source, Kosmo Foto. So Eastman Kodak committed to making film as long as there is demand. So if demand stops tomorrow, they're stopping tomorrow. You know, the article they had, you know, it's not very much of an article, but they did come through and say, hey, yeah, we did Oppenheimer, and the demand has been doubling, and all those kinds of things like that. And they also said that they're hiring people, because I actually saw that post again here recently, that Kodak in Rochester is actually hiring 60 more people for whether it's their 24-hour shifts or their engineers. They're still doing that. So I mean, that's good news for the film photography world.
Yeah.
And they also said that their Kodak Alaris contract has now been pushed to 2028. So they're clearly going to, remember Kodak Alaris, which may or may not be up for sale? Yeah. Well, apparently they are still in cahoots with Eastman Kodak in Rochester.
And they've struck a deal to 2020.
Till 2028. So, you know, if somebody buys them, they get that deal too, you know, so that's good stuff, right?
I guess, yeah.
Come on now. It's
wonderful.
It's wonderful. It's the best news ever. It's the best news ever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
Now, this one is not necessarily film photography news. It's just photography news. Okay. But it's funny.
All right.
Well, it's not funny to the person it happened to, but
no! Is this that is this like that airplane story where the guy gets tased for for having an?
Don't tase me, bro. No, but I still want to know what happened. I still want to know what camera he had. Yeah. I want to know what camera he was shopping for that got him tased. Yeah. I mean, it had to be in an old folder or something like that. That's still a great.
I don't know if they actually tased him, but
well, he was on the ground and he got handcuffed, so that's really all that matters. No, this one is bride wants a refund after photographer slept with the groom. Now, mind you, the headline by itself is like, yes, photographers can behave badly just like anybody else. This is a PetaPixel story. Oh, however, it wasn't the photographer who was actually paid for the gig. The photographer hired a second photographer.
Oh, no.
And that they did not get to hire their normal second photographer. And I mean, you know, ultimately, I think, you know, if your groom is sleeping with anybody on your wedding day, maybe it's not the groom you want in the first place. Yes. You know, so
maybe you should be rethinking that whole.
Well, there were lots of people who had comments on this one. The best comment, because, you know, obviously the bride wants her money back, right. You know, and let's say it's $3,000 to $5,000 or something like that. The best comment that I saw, could be more. The best comment I saw was, well, maybe you give her a discount on her next wedding. Well,
yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, we love wedding photographers, guys. We really do.
Oh yeah. I've got one coming in buying a bunch of film next week.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Do you have any film photography news to add to my collection here? What have you heard, Tom?
I have heard the story that, I guess we're going into overtime.
Overtime?
Yeah, overtime. I have heard. Okay, we told last time about. Fujifilm will be doing film domestically again.
Right,
which means
and we were assuming that's in Japan, right?
Well, yeah, because that's their
domestic. For them, domestic.
Now, I have also heard that as they're bringing their film back domestically, 800 speed film may be included in that. Ooh. Yeah, which I have been talking about. They need 800. Fuji needs to get back a lot of their film that they used to do. They may also make some of their other stuff like the 160 NS maybe.
Right.
So there may be things coming back whenever they reestablish their domestic
Right.
production.
I shot some of that 160. I liked that film. It was a nice film.
And again, we still don't know if it's going to be like they had before, to where the film is only made for Japan.
Right. So it might be such a small supply that it not enough to ever leave Japan.
And
But that doesn't keep me from stopping. That
Well-
doesn't stop me from getting some.
right. I mean, there will be people who still buy it, ship it over themselves,
Right.
and do that.
Yeah.
Sell it.
Nudge, nudge.
And
wink, wink. Yeah,
it's
we'll do that.
so we're hoping that Fujifilm takes over their production more again, because as I told you, I think that the companies in the future that will have the problems are those that are relying on other people.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Fuji relying on
Kodak.
Right?
Kofuji.
And it sounds like you're either saying "Go Fuji,"
Go Fuji.
Go Fuji,
Go Fuji, go.
Fuji, go Fuji. It's but so now once they get it back under their umbrella, then hopefully that may mean that Kodak will then have the opportunity to come out with that brand new film they were telling us years ago. Because they're not having to
We can
spend their
only
time.
hope. I mean, more film is good. Kodak is committed to making more film as long as there's a demand. I hope there's always a demand, at least in my lifetime.
yeah.
I hope it continues.
But I also hope that original Wolfen, Oro.
I hope they get back to
they-
production again.
Their
right?
production of their film, and it gets more out there. And then we're looking for Film Ferrania.
Well, I'm hoping
to
Film
start.
Ferrania reestablishes their presence in the United States, and they they just get
Well,
it,
they
get it pushed out.
They do have a local distributor set up that they're setting up, I think.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
So we'll see what's going on with that. I just don't know what stage that's in. But yes, they're not abandoning the U.S. They're getting it. They're just getting a bunch of stuff done, and so it's blinking at us.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
That could be a bad thing. Oh, because it says low battery. So I guess we better hurry,
We
guys.
better wrap this thing up then.
So, Todd, did you notice last thing in the news? I actually got my hair cut.
well,
I got them all cut, guys.
he did.
I did.
And you didn't do
For the
this
first
yourself.
time in over 25 years, I actually allowed somebody else to do it.
All right.
You guys be the judge. They did
Yeah,
do a
yeah,
good job.
yeah.
Anyways, guys, that's going to be
Yeah,
it for us.
The light's blinking at us.
It's waving to us, so please do share, like, subscribe, tell
Yep,
two friends,
yep.
tell Mama Holga.
Oh yeah, we're up to over 1,400.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that. That light's
Yeah,
blinking. So
yeah.
we're going to cut it, guys.
Bye.
See y'all later.
Yeah, subscribe. Get that numbers up.
We
2,000.
need to go over to the
2,000.
DCP and go check out what they got now.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
They may not have anything.
I mean, well, slim pickings. That's what it might be. Slim pickings.
Golden touch. Am I purdy? My hair's fine.
Always purdy.
Oh, there's purdy.
Always purdy. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Bad boy.
Todd doesn't like it.
I don't. Oh, God, my mom's starting to do it.
Is your mom's a knee slapper?
Oh my.
No.
Yeah, it's like,
With
geez,
parents like that,
How did I turn out normal?
I never said you were normal.
Oh.